Hi, so this is going to be a little bit different than some of my other videos. I have my phone as my light right now because it's a pitch black room at 3:50 in the morning. As I was saying, this is going to be a little bit different than, it's still doing it, okay. This is going to be a little bit different than some of my other videos because this is not really yapping about a specific thing. This is ranting about whatever comes to mind. So earlier tonight slash this morning, I came across this video in my feed, my For You page, I guess, my homepage, whatever it's called on YouTube. And it was by this guy named Ethan, and it was his first video. I'll link it in the comments, not comments, the description of this video, whatever. Let me just get something there. That's fine. And it was titled, like, I don't remember exactly. I think it was like, I don't have any friends or something like that. And it was just him talking about himself and stuff. So I've just been kind of binging those because I found a lot of similarities between us two. I can relate to what Ethan was talking about and those videos, and I have about 9 left, but it's 4 in the morning, so I'm gonna watch those tomorrow. Hopefully, if I get to it without doing anything else. So yeah, I've already spent 2 minutes yapping about why this video is here, so let's get to what it's actually about. So this is basically just going to be like introducing myself, and I think this is going to be a series. Just anytime that I feel like it, I'm going to just come on here and talk about myself. So just a little introduction to me. So my name is Michael. I consider myself to be a very big nerd, specifically like mythology, linguistics, anthropology, astronomy, anything of the sort. I cough a lot when I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I do. I am. So, yeah, I'm a very big nerd when it comes to stuff like that, and like just different cultures and how the human mind works, psychology too, kind of goes in there. Anything like that, I'm really interested in, and I love learning about it. Love learning about it. Anything like that. In my future, I think I want to pursue a career in anthropology. I've been told by multiple people that I'd be a good professor, so I'd probably look into something like that, like an anthropology professor, but I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure yet because I also want to do a lot of traveling, and I'm not sure like being a teacher would allow me the time or resources that I would need to go traveling like that, because I love learning about these things, and the best way to learn about things like that is to experience it yourself. So I really want to go to the places that they are. This glare is so annoying. Oh, my glasses. So I want to go to the places of the cultures that I learn about and learn more about them through there. So I'm not sure what I want to do for sure yet, but I know what career, like what field I want to go into. I'm just not sure what career in that field. I don't know if that makes sense. It's 4 in the morning and I'm tired. My I don't know, I'm just gonna start saying random stuff about me. My birthday is March 5th. I'm a Pisces sign. I don't really know if that really matters, but it's a thing. So birthday's March 5th. I'm a Pisces sign. Favorite color is like blue, any shade of blue. I'm gay. I just lost my train of thought. yeah, so basically I want to come on here. I do take therapy every once in a while, you know. I say that as if it's not scheduled for like every week during the school year, but this is like the last week of summer, and I have had like one session during the summer. Yeah. um but it doesn't really help that much. I mean, it helps a little bit, but not as much as I feel like it should, because I'm just really nervous to open up about myself and stuff like that. um it's not as much so much as I'm like nervous to do it, as I don't really know how, because like I've opened up to people that I don't know before. I've opened up a lot to people that I don't that I'm not super close with before, but I just don't really know how to do it, if that makes sense. um so yeah, I want to do this, maybe this little series just talking about myself, talking about my life and stuff, will um be like my own little personal therapy. Therapy without the thousands of dollars. um, so, yeah, that's that. And the last thing I really want to cover right now is my personal life. Just a little deep dive into my personal life. I'll open up about my hobbies and stuff, and like the next time I do this, whenever that is. Because I didn't really get to cover that here, and this video is already 7 minutes long. So, my personal life. I just completely lost my train of thought there. So I've never really had that many friends. I've had a few. The pandemic, COVID, everything kind of just messed everything up there. So, like, the farthest back that I can really remember is 5th grade, which is 2023. I met, like, my first best friend that I can really remember. We became friends in 5th grade, and we were best friends. We had a little friend group with just like 3 of us. Sometimes a 4th guy would be included, but that wasn't all the time. That was more later. He was included with our friend group. Yeah, there was this guy that's my best friend, and then we were both best friends with this other guy in the friend group. Then he left the next school year, but me and the first guy remained friends through the next year and stuff. And we created a lot of stuff together, me and this other friend. Me and the first friend, not me and the one that moved away. Yeah. So me and this guy, we created a lot of stuff together. If you know me, you know about my character Kerbeak, and Kerbeak Land and everything like that. Everything was created with this one guy. Me and this guy bringing a paper to lunch, like bringing a piece of notebook paper to lunch every day, and just like doodling stuff and coming up with these things just out of nowhere. I'm gonna take that off. That's annoying. And yeah, so we created all this stuff together. And yeah, and then 7th grade, I think, yeah, came around, and he started talking to me less and less. He started talking to this other little group of people, and it really, really affected my mental health. Very poorly affected my mental health, until eventually I just got like so like I was ready to ask the teacher if I could sit alone at lunch, because like our classes had lunch tables. I was ready to ask the teacher if I could sit alone at lunch, because just being near him and hearing him talk to these other people was just so detrimental to me. that I didn't want to be near him, and I know that's really unfair because he can't really control it, but anyway, I just got really affected by it, and I eventually said, okay, this is enough, and I texted him, and I was like, hey, I, let me think of exactly what I said. Maybe I'll be able to find it, because we haven't texted a whole lot since then. Yeah, let me find it. Okay, it has not been that long. Here we go. I said, I'm sorry, I just have to get this out. I'm sick of the way you've been treating me lately. I feel like this guy that he was, this other guy that he was friends with is might be manipulating you, because he did that with someone else who also used to be my friend, and we're chill now, but we didn't talk for a while, but we're chill now, and this guy that my friend was now talking to, had manipulated my other friend who had stopped being my friend before, so I was just a little worried about that. This was February 7th, 2025. I know you have at least some recognition of this, because when okay, I don't remember doing that, but I'm reading off the text message here. I know you have at least some recognition of this, because when I lashed out a few months ago about you treating me horribly and that friend group making you treat me bad, you started treating me a little bit better. I sort of remember that, but I guess I just, like, kind of broke down at school or something, maybe. Also, this was, like, when he first, like, when I first started him noticing talking to me less, my grandpa died, like, my grandpa was really, really sick, and then he died. So I was, like, really messed up. So yeah, where are they? And I felt like when he wasn't with that friend group and it was just us, like when it was just us two talking, he treated me like he did back in 5th grade. I felt like I was being replaced. I just want you to know that I'm tired of it and would like you to stop treating me like that as soon as possible. Just think about it and tell me soon. And then I assured him, I'm okay with you having other friends. I just don't want you to treat me like S-word. I don't really like cussing on this channel because I'm supposed to be family friendly, but whatever. All this is really taking a toll on my mental health, and I can't take it anymore. Yeah. So he said, no, he's not manipulating me. I just don't really want to be your friend anymore. That's about it. I said, why? He said, I just feel like I want to move on. Like, so he just wants to meet more people and stuff. And so, yeah. There's that. And then I forgot to mention back in 5th grade, which I think, like, subconsciously I became friends with him in the first place to try to cope with another person that had been my friend, like my best friend my whole life. Had He had just moved away and had stopped talking to me. So I think I subconsciously kind of became friends with this guy and the other guy in our friend group to kind of cope with that. And I actually tried to run away from home back in 5th grade because that friend moving away and, like, not talking to me as much and stuff had just, I'm trying to think the way to word it here, had screwed up my mental health so bad that, like, I was having bad thoughts, and I tried to run away. run away from home. I distinctly remember getting into argument with my parents, moving my little bookshelf that was in front of my window. So I went after my argument with our parents. Um, with After the argument with my parents, I went back to my room, just broke down in tears, right? Um, and I decided I'd had enough. So I remember moving my bookshelf out from in front of the window, opening the window, climbing out into the flower bed that's right in front of my window, and just bolting it down the driveway and toward and just like in onto the side of the street. At first, I was planning to go to my grandparents' house, which is actually where I am right now, at my grandparents' house, because I knew that they would not treat me like a piece of crap. But then I like that wouldn't have worked because that's when I saw my parents' vehicle. I don't remember exactly which one it is, going past the road. So I went and hid behind a tree that was on the side of the road, or like down on a road. And I hid behind the tree, and they didn't see me. So I went into the park that's sort of right next to my house. There's a park. So I went in there and just started running until eventually I saw their vehicle chasing me through the park too, trying to find me. And I went around the little like bathroom building. I was just like trying to hide behind that and stuff. And then I remember like trying to like as a last fatal attempt to escape. For some reason, I dove into a ditch, but that's when my dad picked me up, and I was flailing and screaming. I'm not gonna go back. I'm not going back there. Just nonstop, and wow, I've never really like talked about this to anyone. I guess it's easier when it's just talking to myself. Honestly, every time that I've thought about talking to it, I felt like I would have broke down crying, but yeah. I look so tired. So, yeah, I did end up going back home. And life resumed as normal. My mom checked me into therapy. But the therapist like had to go to, I don't know exactly what happened, but we had to stop doing it for some reason. Then my mom just like didn't take me back. But at least I wasn't having those thoughts anymore. I don't want to say the word because it could be triggering some people who I don't know who's gonna watch this. I wasn't having bad thoughts anymore. I was just really I don't know how to say it. Y'all know what I mean though. And so I sort of became friends with this guy like during that whole period, like while my mental health was slowly deteriorating during 5th grade, even before I ran away. And then after that, we kind of remained friends, and we were making all this stuff together. So then he became friends, and it like really messed me up. And then it got a little bit better after I talked to him about it. So I started feeling a little bit better. And yeah, so that was sort of like my second depressive phase. Depressive phase. That was sort of my second. There was the 5th grade, then there was this one where he had stopped being my friend, was the depressive phase. Then I had another one, winter of 2025. Yeah, winter of 2025. I this is it sounds really weird to say, but I had watched Heartstopper, and in that Charlie, I think that's his name. I don't know. It's been a while since I've read or watched it. And it's yeah, Nick and Charlie, I think. Um, Charlie gets an eating disorder. Um, Sorry if that triggers anyone. Yeah. And when I watched that, it kind of made me a little self-aware of my own body, and I knew that I've never been like the most fit person ever. Nowhere near the most fit person ever, I'll say. Um, so that made me really, really self-aware because I was fat back then, right? We'll just say that. And not that there's anything wrong with that. Didn't. I was just really insecure about it and stuff. And I wasn't eating for a while. I've actually told one person that I know in real life about this. I think I had an eating disorder of my own that was never diagnosed because my parents don't even know. Um, but I wasn't eating, like, I mean, just like whenever I had the opportunity to not eat, I wouldn't. And um, I don't know. It was really bad. So then I actually started journaling. Like, I actually made these little sheets in Google Slides, to, like, okay, how was school today? What did you do the rest of the day? Keep track of your eating throughout the day. And I just, like, printed those out, and I still have a few. I kind of stopped doing it a while ago. And I got, like, a little exercise routine because, like, okay, so once I had sort of like realized and accepted the fact that I had a maybe eating disorder, it went away for the most part, but I was still like really, really insecure about it. But I was like actually eating again and stuff. Um, but I was still really insecure about my body, and so I started so I started like doing exercises. I started trying to eat a bit healthier, which, I mean, I don't do either of those anymore, but I'm also, I don't know how to say this. Um, I have a different body now, I guess, sort of. Still kind of similar, just not as much fat on my body as before. Um, Even though I'm still pretty chubby. Um, and I'm still, like, not comfortable showing it to people. Um, So a little bit of the insecurities remains, but for the most part, I'm okay. Um, mm, Forgot where I was. What? Is that just me, or is it, like, my eyelashes look darker on this side? I don't know. Whatever. I'm getting sidetracked. Um, so that was my other little depressive phase. Then I had another. Okay, and then like uh, then in January, my friend texts me out of nowhere and is like, hey Michael, I got a gay friend who wants to meet you, and I'm like, oh, okay. Um, so she gives him my number, and we start talking, and we're like, so you're gay too? Yes. Um, Not like that. um, we're talking, we become, you know, like how you do when you like someone. This was my first time ever doing anything like that, so I didn't really know what I was doing, but he was like flirting with me and stuff, and and everything like that. Until eventually, one day I'm gonna call with me, him, one of his friends, and the friend that introduced me to him. Um, and I see this text message from him, and it says, "I like you," and I'm like, right? Literally, I had to mute myself to go scream, because like, that was weird. Um, I mean, I was excited. This was my first time ever doing anything. Um, this was my first time ever doing anything. So I was like, ah! So I had to mute myself from the call, go scream, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I like you too. Um, and then he's like, yay. Uh, and then he says, like, I've been going through some personal stuff, so I don't think we should really do anything. Um, I mean, I don't, like, I'm not really ready for anything like that. But we can, but I'd like to still stay friends. And I'm like, of course, yeah, we can stay friends and everything. I totally understand. So we do talk for a few more days until, I am, until the friend that introduced us tagged me in a post on TikTok, and I recognized his name in the same like comment because we were both tagged in it, along with a few of our other friends. So I look at his profile and I'm like, okay, let's see what's here. And his like bio says in a relationship with like green heart, black heart, green heart, black heart. And I text him. I don't know all the details, so I'm calm. I'm like, hey, I'm just curious about your TikTok bio. I'm just, hold on, I have the screenshots of our conversation still. So I said, hey, I'm just curious about your TikTok bio. I saw it earlier and I was wondering. So I was being good about it. I feel like. And he says, oh yeah, I'm in a relationship. Don't tell anyone. Like, okay, it's in your bio, but okay, I won't tell anyone. Why didn't you tell me you were in a relationship? Because we're talking, and you said you like me, and you said I look cute. So I just said, why didn't you tell me you were in a relationship? Because I still don't know, like, all the details, which I thought I just heard somebody at the door, but, I'm probably being really loud. So I'm like, okay, I don't know all the details, which, I mean, yeah, I did. He's freaking cheating on this guy. Or I guess. So I'd say, why didn't you tell me you were in a relationship? And he says, well, I'm sorry, I forgot, and I've been busy, and I don't have to tell you everything. I said, okay, sorry. I just think it's kind of weird that you were saying all that stuff to me when you're already in a relationship. And he says, and I quote, first of all, when I broke up with you, it was probably not even 3 weeks after, and hold on, you can't say this, and I've been in love with this person for like 2 years, so don't you say nothing. Yep. So let's break that down. When I broke up with you, what? Not even 3 weeks after. This was not even 1 week after. Get it together. I can't say this. Why not? You've been in love with this person for like 2 years. Okay. Why do I care? You. And so don't you say nothing. I'm gonna say something, dude. So I like, what do you mean you broke up with me? That's like really the only thing that I cared about there, because that just caught me so off guard. Like, huh? So he and he replies, well, you weren't the one. I was like, but we were never together. You were saying that I looked really cute, and then you said you liked me, but you're already in a relationship. Oh hell no, I'm so done with you. And then he leaves me undelivered, so I block him, and we have not spoken since. Yeah, anyway, so that was this video's 30 minutes long already, oh my god. I yap a lot, if you couldn't tell. Anyway, that was my third little depressive phase ever. I mean, no, that was actually, I think my third depressive phase was more like burnout, because I had that, like, high for, like, a week straight, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, like every day. So then like the next few weeks was just like burnout, or like a dopamine crash, I guess. Um, that's what I called it. I called it like a dopamine crash. Um, it's my third little depressive phase, or fourth, I mean. Um, then I got a little bit better, I think, and then another one. I don't really know when this one started. So that last thing was in like February or I think it was all in January, um, of 2026. So then, at some point at some other point during 2026, my dad's anger issues were worsening, and it got me really, really down. And that's when I was just bursting all the time. One time I burst at my mom, and I was like, well, you never cared, like, I don't really know what I said, but like, you don't act like you care about me at all. I've told you countless times that I need therapy, because I did, and she'd never gotten it for me, which, to be fair, she couldn't find one that was affordable, and stuff, but I didn't really realize that at the time, so, sorry, Mom. um, but yeah, I was just like, so she eventually, so she found me one, and I've been going for a little while. Um, excuse me. It's 4:22 in the morning now. Okay, I need to get done with this. Um, yeah, it's a little bright out. Uh, so now I'm on antidepressants, but I can never remember to take them. So, yay. They do help, but the past week we went on vacation and I completely forgot them, so I haven't had them for like, yeah, a week. Um, we just got back from vacation like 2 days ago. So been, um, I've just been a little more irritable. Um, the past few days, and my mom has noticed it. I've noticed it, and everything. So, yeah. Well, I think I've yapped enough for this. Whatever. Yeah. Bye. Okay. No, that was dumb. Yeah, that's about all I have. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. This has been the first episode of Michael's unscheduled yap sessions, or rant sessions, or therapy sessions, or whatever they're called. I don't know what these are called. That they're called nothing. They're called Michael yaps for 33 and a half minutes straight. Well, this has been this episode. So goodbye.